Let's read my followers' stories. First story. In a small village nestled between rolling hills and ancient forests, there was our family, the Carters. My father, John Carter, worked tirelessly as a blacksmith, shaping metal to support us, while my mother, Mary, tended to our home and raised my younger brother, Thomas, and me, Lily. Life in the village was peaceful but not without its struggles. One harsh winter, a biting cold swept through the land, and everything changed. Father's work slowed as the villagers had less money to spend on new tools and repairs. Despite his best efforts, we began to run out of money, and our food stores dwindled. As the days grew colder, so did the spirits in our home. I often caught my parents whispering late into the night, their faces etched with worry. At 10, I understood enough to know that things were not going well, and it broke my heart to see my little brother, Thomas, going to bed hungry. One especially frigid night, Father fell ill. His constant exposure to the cold and the toll of his work had weakened him. The village doctor did what he could, but the medicine was costly, and our savings were nearly gone. Mother took on extra work, sewing and mending clothes for the villagers, but it was not enough. Watching my father struggle to breathe and seeing Thomas cry from hunger and cold broke my heart. Mother was always strong, but I could see the desperation in her eyes. She cried herself to sleep, praying for a miracle. The once joyful laughter that filled our home had turned into quiet sobs and murmurs of hunger. The village, though close-knit, could only offer so much help, as many families were facing their own hardships. One morning, as Mother was out gathering firewood, she met an elderly woman named Agnes who had recently moved to the village. Agnes had a kind smile and a wisdom that came with age. She noticed the sorrow in Mother's eyes and asked her to sit for a while. Hesitant at first, Mother eventually poured out her heart, sharing the struggles our family was facing. Agnes listened intently, her expression one of deep empathy. When Mother finished, Agnes reached into her bag and pulled out a small, intricately carved wooden box. She handed it to Mother and said, "This box contains seeds from a rare plant that thrives in the harshest conditions. Plant these seeds in your garden, and with care and love, they will grow into something beautiful and sustaining." Skeptical but with nothing to lose, Mother took the box and thanked Agnes. She returned home and showed the seeds to Father, who managed a weak smile. Together, we planted the seeds in our garden, hoping that this small act of faith would bring some change. Days turned into weeks, and slowly, green shoots began to emerge from the soil. Despite the cold, the plants grew strong and healthy. Soon, they blossomed into vibrant, colorful flowers that brought a touch of warmth to the frosty landscape. But it wasn't just their beauty that was remarkable. The flowers produced a fruit that was both nourishing and delicious. We began to harvest the fruit, which provided the sustenance we so desperately needed. We shared our bounty with the village, and in return, the villagers offered their help and support. Father's health began to improve with the better nutrition, and he was soon able to return to his work at the forge. Mother, too, found a renewed sense of hope and strength. As spring approached, our garden flourished. The once bleak and barren plot of land had transformed into a vibrant oasis of life and color. The village, touched by our resilience and the beauty of our garden, came together in ways they never had before. Neighbors helped one another rebuild, shared resources, and celebrated the small victories that came with the changing season. Thomas and I, who had grown accustomed to the cold and hunger, now played joyfully among the flowers, our laughter once again filling the air. Our home, once filled with sorrow, was now a place of warmth and happiness. We had faced a dark and trying time, but our love and determination had carried us through. Agnes, the elderly woman who had given Mother the seeds, continued to visit us. She shared stories and wisdom, becoming a cherished friend. One evening, as the sun set over the blossoming garden, Agnes revealed that the seeds were not just any ordinary seeds. They were a symbol of hope and the power of love to overcome even the harshest of winters. We never forgot the kindness of Agnes and the lessons we learned during our darkest days. We remained humble and generous, always ready to help those in need. Our garden became a symbol of hope and resilience for the entire village, a reminder that even in the bleakest of times, there is always the potential for new beginnings and brighter days. And so, we lived on, our hearts full of gratitude and our home filled with love. We had weathered the storm and emerged stronger, our family bond unbreakable. The village of Glenwood thrived, a testament to the power of community and the enduring spirit of hope. Second story. In a faraway land, nestled between towering mountains and lush forests, lay the kingdom of Eldoria. Eldoria was a realm of unparalleled beauty, known for its crystal-clear lakes, vibrant meadows, and the majestic castle that stood proudly at its heart. The kingdom was ruled by a wise and benevolent king named Alaric, who was loved by his people for his fairness and courage. Eldoria had prospered for generations, its people living in harmony with nature and one another. King Alaric had a daughter, Princess Elora, whose beauty was matched only by her intelligence and adventurous spirit. Unlike most princesses, Elora spent her days exploring the kingdom, learning from its diverse inhabitants, and aiding those in need. Her father often said that she had the heart of a warrior and the soul of a healer. Elora was not content with the confines of the castle. She sought to understand the world beyond its walls and to make a difference in the lives of her people. One day, as Elora wandered through the marketplace in disguise, she overheard the anxious whispers of the townsfolk. The air was thick with fear and uncertainty. She learned that a fearsome dragon named Draka had been spotted in the Black Mountains, a place shrouded in mystery and danger. Draka was said to breathe fire and bring destruction wherever it went. The dragon's wrath threatened the peace and prosperity of Eldoria, and the people grew fearful. Crops were scorched, livestock went missing, and travelers spoke of a towering shadow that blotted out the sun. Determined to protect his kingdom, King Alaric summoned his bravest knights and sent them to slay the dragon. However, each expedition ended in failure, with many knights never returning. The kingdom fell into despair, and hope seemed to dwindle with each passing day. The once vibrant land grew quiet and subdued, its people haunted by the looming threat. Princess Elora, unable to stand by while her people suffered, decided to take matters into her own hands. She knew that brute force had failed, and she believed there must be another way. Disguised as a commoner, she embarked on a perilous journey to the Black Mountains. Armed with her wits and a magical amulet given to her by a wise old sage, she set out to confront Draka. The sage had told her that the amulet had the power to communicate with ancient beings and to reveal the truth behind their actions. As she journeyed through the kingdom, Elora encountered numerous challenges. She crossed raging rivers, navigated dense forests, and scaled treacherous cliffs. Along the way, she met people who had been affected by the dragon's wrath. An elderly farmer whose fields had been burned, a shepherd who had lost his flock, and a family who had fled their home all shared their stories and fears with Elora. She listened with compassion, promising to do everything in her power to end their suffering. One evening, as she rested by a campfire, Elora was approached by a mysterious figure cloaked in shadow. The figure revealed itself to be a forest spirit, an ancient guardian of the land. The spirit had seen Elora's journey and admired her courage and determination. It offered her guidance, telling her of a hidden path through the Black Mountains that would lead her to Draka's lair. The spirit also warned her of the dangers that lay ahead, testing her resolve. With renewed determination, Elora followed the forest spirit's guidance. The hidden path was fraught with peril, guarded by mythical creatures and enchanted traps. She faced each challenge with bravery and cunning, using her knowledge of nature and the magical amulet to overcome obstacles. Her journey through the Black Mountains was a testament to her strength and resourcefulness. After days of arduous travel, Elora finally reached the heart of the Black Mountains. There, nestled in a cavern filled with glistening crystals and molten lava, she found herself face to face with Draka. The dragon's scales glimmered like molten metal, and its eyes burned with an intense fire. The air was thick with heat and the scent of brimstone. Instead of drawing her sword, Elora spoke to the dragon, appealing to its sense of reason. She held up the amulet, and its glow seemed to calm Draka's fiery rage. Through the amulet's magic, Elora learned that Draka was not inherently evil. The dragon had been driven to anger and despair by the loss of its mate, who had been slain by poachers seeking to profit from its scales and bones. Draka's wrath was born of grief and loneliness, a pain that had consumed the once peaceful creature. Moved by the dragon's plight, Elora vowed to help Draka find peace. Elora performed a ritual using the amulet, invoking ancient spirits to guide her. The cavern filled with a soft, ethereal light, and the spirit of Draka's lost mate appeared. The two dragons communicated in a language beyond words, their sorrow and love evident in their eyes. Through this connection, Draka found solace and agreed to cease its attacks on Eldoria. The spirit of its mate, now at peace, faded into the light, leaving Draka with a sense of closure. Grateful for Elora's understanding and compassion, Draka pledged to protect Eldoria from any future threats. The dragon's fiery wrath was replaced by a gentle, protective nature. The princess returned to her kingdom as a hero, having achieved what no knight could. King Alaric, proud of his daughter's bravery, celebrated her as the true savior of Eldoria. The news of Elora's triumph spread throughout the kingdom, and the people rejoiced. Eldoria once again flourished, its fields green and bountiful, and its people living without fear. The bond between the dragon and the kingdom grew strong, and Draka became a guardian of the realm, watching over it from the heights of Black Mountains. From that day forward, the kingdom thrived under the protection of the dragon and the wise rule of King Alaric and Princess Elora. Eldoria became a beacon of hope and harmony, where even the fiercest of creatures could find peace. The legend of Princess Elora and Draka the dragon was passed down through generations, a tale of courage, compassion, and the power of understanding. And so, the kingdom of Eldoria remained a place of beauty and wonder, a testament to the enduring spirit of its people and their noble rulers. Thank you guys for watching. Please subscribe to my channel. If you want to share your story, write it down in the comments. Peace.